Have you ever wondered what happens when the promises we make to the person we love most are broken? Today, we're going to talk about something heavy, something real. What happens when desire becomes stronger than loyalty in a marriage? It's a story many people experience, but few talk about openly. Let's imagine a couple. We'll call them Mark and Sarah. They had what everyone thought was the perfect marriage. They met in college, fell in love, and built a life together over 15 years. They had 2 beautiful kids, a nice house in the suburbs, the whole package. From the outside, they were the envy of all their friends. They laughed together, supported each other's careers, and seemed genuinely happy. Sarah was a loving mother, deeply involved in her kids' lives and her community. They were a team. It wasn't one big event, but a series of small, almost unnoticeable things. The late nights at work became more frequent. The deep conversations they used to have were replaced by brief chats about logistics, who was picking up the kids, what was for dinner. The spark, that once bright flame that defined their relationship, started to dim. They were living together, but they weren't truly asterisk with asterisk each other anymore. They were partners in life, but they had stopped being partners in love. Sarah started to feel a profound sense of loneliness, even when Mark was sitting right next to her. She missed the feeling of being seen, of being desired not just as a mother or a wife, but as a woman. It was a quiet ache in her heart that grew louder with each passing day. She tried to talk to Mark about it, but the conversations were awkward and often ended in frustration. He was busy, stressed with work, and couldn't seem to understand the depth of her emptiness. He'd say, "But we have a great life. What's missing?" For him, providing for the family was his primary way of showing love. For her, it wasn't enough. Then someone new entered the picture. His name was Alex. He was a new colleague at Sarah's workplace. The connection was instant and electric. Alex saw her. He'd listened to her. When she talked, he was fully present, his eyes never leaving hers. He complimented her ideas at work. He laughed at her jokes, and he remembered the little details she shared about her life. It started innocently lunch in the break room, casual emails, friendly chats. But soon, it grew into something more. The attention was intoxicating. It was like a drink of water after years of thirst. With Alex, Sarah felt alive again. She felt vibrant, interesting, and desirable. The guilt was there, a constant whisper in the back of her mind, but the pull of this new feeling was stronger. The desire for connection, for validation, began to overshadow her loyalty to Mark, to the family they had built, to the vows she had made. The friendly chats turned into secret text messages. The work lunches turned into quiet dinners after hours. Each secret meeting, each stolen moment, was a step further away from her life with Mark. She told herself it wasn't serious, that it was just a temporary escape. She rationalized her actions, believing she deserved to feel this way, that her loneliness gave her a pass. But she was living a double life, and the strain was immense. At home, she became more distant from Mark. The guilt made her irritable and defensive. Small disagreements would escalate into huge fights. Mark was confused. He could feel her slipping away but couldn't figure out why. He tried to get closer, suggesting date nights and family vacations. But Sarah would always find an excuse. Her heart and her mind were somewhere else. The foundation of their marriage, built on years of trust and shared history, was cracking under the weight of her secrets. The inevitable day came when Mark found out. It wasn't a dramatic confrontation like in the movies. It was a quiet, soul-crushing discovery, a series of texts on her phone that she had forgotten to delete. The words on the screen confirmed his worst fears. The world he had built, the future he had envisioned, all of it crumbled in an instant. The aftermath was devastating. The pain, the betrayal, the heartbreak, it was a storm that ripped through their home, leaving nothing untouched. There were tears, accusations, and agonizing questions. "Why?" Mark asked, over and over. "Was our life a lie? Was I not enough?" And in that moment of raw honesty, Sarah had to confront the truth. It wasn't really about Mark not being enough. It was about her own emptiness, her own choices. She had allowed her desire for a temporary feeling to destroy something permanent. The thrill of the affair faded quickly, replaced by the crushing reality of the damage she had caused. She looked at Mark's shattered face and saw not just a husband, but her best friend, the father of her children, the man she had promised to love forever. She saw the immense pain she had inflicted upon him. She also saw the impact on her children, though they tried to shield them. Kids are perceptive. They felt the tension, the sadness, the anger that now filled their home. The happy, stable world they had always known was suddenly broken. The image of their mother and father as a united team was shattered.
Wow.
In the end, the trust was too broken to repair. The affair wasn't just a physical act. It was a betrayal of the emotional core of their marriage. Mark couldn't look at Sarah without seeing her lies. Sarah couldn't look at herself without seeing the wreckage she had created. The marriage ended. The house was sold. The family was split. So what's the lesson here? This story isn't just about cheating. It's about the slow erosion of a relationship. It's a reminder that loyalty isn't just about resisting temptation. It's about actively nurturing your connection. It's about communicating even when it's hard. It's about recognizing the small cracks before they become giant chasms. When desire becomes stronger than loyalty, it's often a symptom of a deeper problem. It's a sign that something vital is missing. If you ever feel that distance growing in your own relationship, don't ignore it. Talk, seek counseling, fight for your connection. Don't wait until the desire for an escape becomes stronger than your commitment to the life you've built, because once that line is crossed, the path back is often impossible to find. The temporary high of a forbidden desire is never worth the permanent price of a broken family and a shattered heart. Thank you for listening to this story. It's a difficult topic, but an important one to discuss. If you've been through something similar, please know you're not alone. And if you are struggling in your relationship, please consider reaching out for help from a professional counselor or therapist. Talking to someone can make all the difference. If you found this video meaningful, please like, share, and subscribe for more real-life stories and discussions. See you in the next one.